My name's Christina. I'm going to be 48 years old this year, and I just decided I just wanted to share my story and be more transparent because I just think life is too short, and maybe there's some other women or anybody out there just going through similar things. I'm a mom of two. I have a son and a daughter. They're both on the spectrum. My son also has ADHD, and I'm pretty sure my daughter has ADHD as well, but apparently you can't test a child until they're about 5.5. So there's that. And now that I'm going to be 48, I'm just looking at my family and my genetics, and I'm saying, wait a minute, how come we're not looking at the parents to test them, assess them for autism and ADHD? I've been watching a bunch of reels on Facebook and Instagram about ADHD and possible symptoms, and every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, that's all that sounds like me, counting it on my fingers. And, as a woman, I feel that there's not enough research on women for all kinds of medical things and mental health and all kinds of stuff. And I've been saying for years to my doctor, my psychiatrist and my gynecologist, like they should team up and work together. And I've been trying to listen to like ADHD podcasts. There's a good one called Attitude, but it's spelled ADD, dude. I highly recommend it because they have started talking about young girls and women with ADHD and issues with emotional regulation and things like that. And I always thought, oh, I'm just a sensitive child or a sensitive kid and all this stuff. But, I feel like now that we're in 2024, it's been slow, but hopefully they're moving towards figuring out how it could all be connected to executive function disorder and ADHD. And I'm learning all kinds of vocab like rejection sensitivity disorder and things like that, which I kind of thought of as FOMO. And so, it's been interesting. And I've noticed this year I've just more burnt out, more run down. Motivation, effort is just almost non-existent. I was a special needs parent with my first child for a good, he started at 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 3 years before I had my daughter, because they're about 3 years apart. Maybe 4. They're actually 4 years apart. But it's interesting to have two kids on the spectrum, and they're very different. My daughter's a lot more social. My son is not as much. And we've started him on ADHD medication, and now he's got something called Raynaud's, which, he's got blue toes and cold feet, and I got to put him in like thicker socks and stuff. And it's just, I feel like there's just some people out there who are like lightning rods. They get sick more. They have other conditions show up more. I mean, with my son, I'm dealing with, and I don't want to say that to be negative, but there's a bunch of stuff going on. There's autism, there's ADHD. We're doing human growth hormone because he's a really slim kid. And having the ADHD medication, he's lost more weight. And so it's just, for some reason, I feel like there's certain neurodivergent conditions that like leave you open and susceptible to all kinds of stuff. I've learned and looked at myself in the past at how I just tend to get colds a lot. Tend to feel really run down and fatigued when my menstrual cycle is about to commence. And I'm talking about like as soon as ovulation hits, I'm just kaput. And it's a good, sometimes 10 days where I just feel like a zombie, tired, fatigued, mood swings. And I've tried birth control pills. I've tried the patch, the estrogen patch. But now I'm just wondering if there's ADHD attached to this, because I've read that it can affect the menstrual cycle. And I've been doing Prozac for a long time now. And right now I'm at 40 milligrams, which kind of helps for binge eating. But in regards to like feeling like I'm here and I'm not a zombie and like my motivation's good, it hasn't quite hit that yet. And I feel like I'm one of those anomalies. Like they tell most people take it in the morning and I just feel sleepy. So I've just recently switched to take it at night. And, you know, even when they talk about my son getting this Raynaud's, which could be from the ADHD stimulant, which is considered one of the rare side effects. But again, I feel like myself and, you know, my children, because we're genetically related, some of us fit that rare mode. Some of us have reactions that people can't answer to. Like I remember trying to do allergy shots again and getting weird reactions where I felt nausea and had to go to the bathroom, and then my hands were numb, and that was weird. And so the answer was to just not do it again, because we don't live in a world where doctors and hospitals want to figure out what's going on with you, or scan your brain, or just try this drug, or stop doing this if that doesn't work. So yeah, and then my daughter, she's 4.5. Her thing is similar to me with emotional regulation concerns. She gets upset, she throws things, she's quite sensitive. She's also very loving and wants to play with you and very social, whereas my son definitely wants to be on a device, definitely wants to stare at the videos, and he is verbal and can talk and interact, and the ADHD medication helps him to focus better, but it's just really tough to have him interact with you like in the outside world. Like he wants to run off, he wants to be with the phone, it's a lot. So I just wanted to start this. What the heck, it's a new year. Not here to be fashionable. I have nothing against people who want to do makeup tutorials and dress their hair pretty and stuff, and whatever you comment, whatever, doesn't matter to me. I'm just me, and I'm just here to share my truth and how I've gone from a special needs mom to possibly realizing that our whole household could be an ADHD or neurodivergent family. Not sure if all of us have both ADHD and autism, but my spider sense tells me it's possible. I've always had good instincts. I've always been great at reading people. I've always been good at kind of knowing what the end of that movie or story is going to be. So these are all things that are sort of talked about with ADHD. Heck, you could ask some of my old friends at my parochial school when we used to walk around the bowl. I used to always walk into them when I was on the left side. And I think I heard that with ADHD, with the mind, there's something about like walking in weird patterns. And anyway, so I'm just going to use this platform to talk to people, send my message out there. It's important, especially for women, to share our stories, especially also as moms of special needs children, because mental health and neurodivergent health is very important. And I also want to learn from this. So, I just think it's important to share what's going on in our lives, what's going on medically, what our needs are, fight and advocate for more research, more studies, and more tests. I'm at a point where I'm like, hey, I don't mind being put in a study. Let's go. Let's do it. Just recently lost my last parent last year, so it's been interesting to be 47 going on 48, and now you don't have any more parents. And I guess they call this the sandwich generation, where you were taking care of an older parent while trying to raise young kids. So a lot of stresses have been hitting me all at once, and it's the reason why the light bulb's going off on, oh, this is happening, something's going on. So I want to talk about it with you. I want to share with you. So keep in touch with me.